I do wear high heels. Not on a daily basis. I don't wear them for my job because I don't find them comfortable. But I definitely own at least 10 pairs of high heels and I wear them when I go out. Most
Cool.
likely, I would wear a pair of high heels if I was going to go out to a bar or a club or something like that. Yes and no. I like to wear them in terms of like aesthetic value. I think when I wear them out, it's almost like a part of my persona for the night. It sort of gets me in the mood for certain things, especially like certain ones that I know I can kind of rock. I don't know. I've definitely used the term like fuck me pumps before,
I've definitely heard those before.
um, it gives you that sort of edge or yeah, like I said before, like for me, it's almost like a persona thing. Like it transforms me into something I'm normally not, and will maybe add a level of confidence to my persona for the night. In my job, I definitely need to look professional, and I think I used to think that high heels were a part of that, but now I've sort of transitioned to I if I wear a heel, it's like a kitten heel because my pants are too long. Not really because I enjoy wearing high heels to work.
So it's not really practical for
No,
your
not for
lifestyle.
me. I think it's really interesting. I think historically, I don't know a ton about why it is that women are constrained to high heels, but I think it's really interesting that men definitely used to wear high heels and it actually was a huge status symbol. And now we've turned it completely on its head where it's such a negative thing for men to wear heels. And it's also such a high powered, like sexualized entity for women to wear high heels, especially like the higher the heel, the more elaborate the heel, almost the sluttier, the sexier.
Right.
It has a specific connotation to it. Even like myself, who doesn't feel that that's necessary to be sexy, but if I saw someone who was supposed to be portraying that sexualized figure and I saw them in a kitten heel or flat footed, I'd be really confused. Like something was missing. So when it comes to gender, it's not necessarily male, female, but more masculine, feminine. I don't think it's as taboo for people who are considered feminine to wear high heels necessarily, even if some look at it differently. Let's say a more effeminate male wearing heels, I don't think is necessarily looked down as taboo as a more masculine figure wearing high heels. People would still maybe bat an eye, but it wouldn't be nearly as outrageous. Media is so huge in all of this. I feel like if men were portrayed on catwalks and on television and in print as wearing high heels, it would be something more acceptable and given like some historical context. But I don't know if we'll ever get away from, like I said, not necessarily the male female perspective, but the masculine feminine perspective. I think high heels are always going to sort of have that feminine connotation for whatever
Right.
reason. A butch male in a corset and chaps or something wearing high heels versus a butch man in flannel and overalls in high heels. It's just the juxtaposition is for some reason like too much for people to handle and it just blows their minds. I think it's actually been really interesting to see in the past couple of years. A lot of the boys I work with are very into sneakers, of course. I work with primarily inner city children, low SES, low income families, but they always are on point with their shoe game. And I feel like a lot of the things I've been seeing, it's not necessarily to do with heel, but color. A lot of these boys are wearing pink and purple sneakers, which I don't feel like is necessarily something I've seen before. But that is what apparently they're all seeing, and they gravitate to what they see in the media or on the basketball courts or whatever. And that's what I've been seeing them wear more recently. And they don't necessarily, they're more likely to get targeted by other people and get picked on, and someone might come and say like, oh, you're wearing pink sneakers, and they're less likely to react or to understand. But I feel like that's actually been something that even like the regular ed students or kids I've worked with recently, it's something they're embracing, which I think is a really interesting phenomenon.